Hello, this is We Art of Living, and today we are going to visit a beautiful home of Jake Paul White. Please welcome. Thank you for welcoming us to your beautiful home and studio. Can you show us where the magic happens?
Of course. Well, this is kind of my main central hub of the space where I bring in my work, and it has beautiful light in the morning. And then the surrounding area really is the gallery space that holds my work. And the little music hub. Yeah.
Is this your collection?
This is my collection plus friends.
Nice.
It's a storage unit of music.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So all the work you see around right now is predominantly made with indigo dye, which is kind of a natural indigenous plant from Indonesia and some other places around the world. You take the leaf, and then there's a natural fermentation process to extract the color from the leaf, which actually gives you a green. And then through aeration, you can create the indigo color.
Oh, wow.
And then you go through a dyeing process, and the more you dye it, the more layers of dyeing, it becomes darker and darker. And then this is what you see here is bleached back through. So the white is then cut back into the painting, and then sometimes I pour back on top, layer on top, and this kind of evolution of layers and process.
Wow.
Yeah.
It sounds like a very magical process.
I think for me, when I found the indigo material, then my job was to see how I can highlight the beauty of it through process. And so something that normally the end subject matter really isn't that important to me. It's more so how the material and the process creates an end result.
Yeah.
So I don't really think about what's going to happen.
You just follow the
Yeah, I
process,
just feel what's best to highlight the material. So then I go through kind of an experimental phase to find what I believe, like a combination of processes to produce an aesthetic that I enjoy. And then I leave it up to the audience to decide what they see. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Sounds perfect.
Thank you.
Now I want to talk about Bali, how you came to Bali, and what made you come here and create a studio in your home, or is just all
A natural evolution.
Yeah.
Very natural evolution. Came here on a whim when I was traveling. And I do remember it was the only place that I felt like I might come back again, or I will definitely come back again. So over the last 10 years, I've been back and forth. Over the last 5 years, it's been a bit more of a stable base for me to create a space and to start producing art. Producing art was something that I did a long time ago, and it's something that's come back into my life, maybe because of Bali, or maybe because of the place I am in my life. And now it's a focus of mine. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
No, it's just something that caught my eye on your Instagram.
Okay.
It's idealism. You have that word.
Idealism, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's quite fascinating, because I started thinking about it. What do I know about it? How do I actually feel about it? And I Googled it. So I wanted to ask you what definition you put into this word, and do you live by it, or is it your art? There's a way. What's the idealism in art,
Right.
or philosophy? That's how you live your life. Or yeah.
I would say it's integrated predominantly within my creative process. Idealism can obviously be interwoven into an entirety of your life, and there's a whole philosophy movement towards it. But within creativity, within art, what it means to me is to, when you look at something, it's about a curation, to move things around and put them in a certain order to find beauty. So it's still something natural, but you might change the orientation of it to perfect it, or to create an arrangement of a preference, the ideal arrangement.
The ideal arrangement.
Yeah. And so through an eye of a lens is a great way of doing that. Let's say you look outside into nature, maybe you shoot it at a certain time, or you place the subject in a certain manner, and these things allowed you to create an ideal visual of the natural world. So that's kind of the definition that I see it by. It's taking something that is natural and real and just rearranging or refining to highlight the beauty of what we already have. Yeah. Which is somewhat similar to what's happening in my work, right? I'm using a natural product, but I'm using a different process, a different arrangement to highlight something. If you see the visual, you know, in the jar, it's kind of this lumpy mess of blue goop, you know, which is beautiful in itself, of course. But then how can we rearrange it on a canvas to create something that I believe is aesthetically beautiful? Yeah. So that's my idea of idealism.
Okay, because you stepped on the path of yoga at some point in your life as well. I think that's a big impact.
Yeah, yoga came to me after university. It's something that I found through my travels. It's something that I wasn't searching for, but I think I was in the place of searching, you know, a place of the unknown. I think, again, a lot of time when we're traveling, we're in search of something, you know, especially in our youth. And yoga came to me, you know, through a conversation. And it's something that went from something that was, what's the word that I want? Informal, you know, very casual. You know, I got invited by a friend to something that I became a full-time yoga teacher for quite a long time, actually. It was a large dedication of mine. And yeah, I think it did introduce me into the world of spirituality, the world of the East. And I'm sure that's infused into my mentality and the way that I approach life. And then, of course, I think it will infuse into my work indirectly without me, more subconsciously.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
You're very honest, you know, like, it's beautiful. It's just inside out.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, no, that's a good observation regarding honesty, and it's something, you know, keep coming back to the idea of process. My process is very honest in the sense that I'm allowing some of the work up to fate. So I'm using techniques like pouring and pulling across the canvas where, of course, I have a certain amount of control, and the more that you do it, you can kind of finesse that control a little bit, but there's always a surprise. And for me, that's very, very important. I don't want, we have so much control in our, well, I guess it depends how you look at life, but we can add a lot of control and security to life, you know, and I think a lot of people thrive off that, or at least need it. Maybe thrive actually is probably the wrong word. We believe that we need it. But sense of security. Exactly, yes. And a lot of people, well, the human nature is to be secure, of course. But yeah, this is an opportunity to play with that. And sometimes it's difficult, you know, like not to let go, but like the process itself, I want it because I want the excitement, I want the joy of the unknown when I'm making these marks. But also there's a time where I do a pour or a pull, it's very regular actually, like pretty much every single time, that I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I want it to be a bit more like this, or I wanted it to be like that. Oh, that dripped wrong. I wanted it to drip like this. So we have this like idea, this perfect idea of how it's supposed to look.
And do you reflect on that? Like
instantly. The process of painting is a whirlwind for me. And I want it to feel good. You know, that's the big part of it. I want it to embody. Like a lot of my mark making is quite physical. You know, it's quite gestural, quite big. Again, which is what I really, really like. Is large pieces, large marks. Keep challenging, you know. Yeah. It's therapy. It definitely is therapy. But like hard. It's like a lot of people see this work and they think it's calm and peaceful and relaxing. Wow. But
no.
In the head, it's busy. It's busy. It's not. I see a lot of artists speak about their art, and it seems like it's very calm and therapeutic for them. For me, there's moments of that, of course, but it's not its entirety at all. It's actually a very small part, but it's worth it. Yeah.